Good morning, friends. I am bringing you a little update video because I have been so MIA from this channel over the past few weeks. Right after I told you guys I was going to make more videos, I kind of went missing. But let me explain. Having 11 kids alone is a busy life. So when you throw anything else on top of that, it just becomes a lot. So September is our absolute busiest month this year. And I fully intended to vlog and to share it with you guys, but I found that all I could do was keep running to the next thing and the camera sat on the shelf. So let's recap. The beginning of September, we went to the Ozark Homestead Expo. We look forward to this event every year, and I did film that and share it with you guys. So we got to stay with our friends who roast Shepherd's Crook coffee that I share so much with you guys, talk about so much. I have some right here. I'm out on my work morning, and I'm going to Panera Bread Company, which is kind of like our local chain, but I cannot drink their coffee without being sick, so I'm bringing my own. So we went to that, and we also stayed with our friends, the Metcas, who you can find Katie Metka on Instagram. Stayed with them, had a fantastic time, came home, and tried to kind of, unpack and get things back together. When you've been gone, we were gone for 4 days. I'm trying to remember. We came back on that late that night, I guess, before the fourth day. It was just a lot. We had a farm sitter who's wonderful, taking care of everything while we're gone, but coming back, just kind of jumped into trying to put the pieces back, do all the laundry, all of those things. But at the same time, my sister's wedding was just a week away. So the whole week was intense. I was getting things ready for the wedding. My sisters and I, there's 4 of us, and we pretty much did everything ourselves except take the pictures for the wedding. Literally everything else was just my sisters and I. So I was the florist. My friend Jenny saved the day and came over on Thursday night. I had gotten a bunch of flowers from Costco, and I had this whole crazy thing happen so my sister was marrying someone who's originally from Mexico. He's lived in the States for many years, but he really wanted to integrate some of the traditions of his homeland in with the traditions of where my sister grew up here, in Illinois. And so one of his requests for the flowers was white roses. That was just a symbolic thing that was really important to them. But of course, we're trying to do everything on a budget. So I ordered flowers from Costco.com kind of hesitantly. I read mixed reviews. Some people said that their flowers arrived either really, crushed or just completely spent. But I thought, okay, most of those reviews were in the heat of the summer. So it probably was like a, being delivered in the heat of summer kind of issue. So I thought, I'm going to be okay. It's second weekend in September. We're going to do it. We're going to do it because it was only $85 for 100 white roses shipped. That includes shipping. Oops. And that is such a cheap price for roses. So I placed an order for white roses to be delivered Thursday. Wedding was Saturday. On Wednesday, I got a notification. Your order has been delivered. And I'm looking around. There's no box. So I go to the FedEx tracking. It was delivered like in Florida and signed for by someone. So I immediately call the Costco hotline, whatever, their online customer service. And I explain the situation. And so I'm on the phone with them for an hour. And she talks to different people. She gets in contact with FedEx back and forth. Finally, she's just like, I'm so sorry, we'll give you a refund. And I said, a refund? A refund won't decorate a church, But she's like, I'm so sorry. So I said, well, is there any way, I said, I'm going to have to go local and try to find white roses. Is there any way that instead of just a refund that you can help compensate the costs that I'm probably going to spend more on roses, et cetera. They didn't really help. honestly. And she said, well, we can give up to, $100 for 100 roses, which for a florist wouldn't do much. It's an extra $15 for 100 roses. Anyway, I was like, okay, what are we going to do? So I thought, we have 2 Costco's within driving distance of us. I will just hit those up and see what they have in the store. So I went right away to the first one, and they only had one bunch, which is 2 dozen white roses in the store. So I'm like, all right, well, we're just going to buy those. And we bought all the other white flowers that they had because we were going to make bouquets as well. So I just bought them out of white flowers, brought it home. We get home, and this is, so Wednesday is when we had the mix up. Thursday is when I went to Costco to get the flowers. That's the earliest I could get there. So it's one day later. I've got the white flowers. We get home, and I'm getting ready to call my dad and say, can you go check? He lives by the other Costco. Can you check how many white roses they have? Because I only have 24 here. When suddenly I get a notification, your package has been delivered again. So we look and run outside, and there is our box of all the roses. We don't know what happened. They don't know what happened. It was a complete confusion, but in the end, I got all the roses for free because they said, here's your money. Sorry for the confusion. So what a gift, because the roses came. We immediately got them into water. We were able to put them in our storage refrigerators so that they stayed fresh. So it turned out to be a huge blessing. That night, Thursday night, my friend Jenny came over. She's done flowers for weddings for years. And so she helped me make bridesmaid bouquets and centerpieces, big altar pieces. And she stayed till probably, I think it was just before midnight, actually. She brought 2 of her boys along. So our kids went to bed really late that night because they played outside till we finished doing flowers. So then Friday was the rehearsal, and we all went, decorated. Some of my kids went to my sister to start helping her with food because my sister, who's a chef, she and her husband were catering the wedding. And so Friday evening after the rehearsal, we decorated till late. So again, just tired. But it was fun. So then Saturday was the wedding, of course. And I was like, we have to be out of the house early. The wedding was at 1. We were supposed to be there around 10 to take like some photos of getting ready and things. So got up, milked the cow, got everybody in, grabbed the flowers, hit the road, got there, did a Walmart pickup on the way for everything we forgot. And then got there, I don't know, probably like 10:30. So we did pretty good. Got ready. Everything was hustle. Got to the wedding, had the wedding. Immediately, like as soon as the wedding was over, my one sister ran to the kitchen to continue working on the meal and to instruct her helpers, because we had willing help there, but she was the one that had and her husband, they were the one that knew how to do everything. So kind of instruct the helpers, jump back for the photographer to have her photo taken. It was back and forth like that. It was exciting and it went really well, but let me tell you, by Saturday night, we were all pretty dead. We were so tired. That Sunday, I'm trying to think of what happened. Not all of us made it to church Sunday. The little kids were just exhausted. So Bella took, like I said, well, whoever wants to go, because the kids love going to our church and playing with their friends afterwards. They don't like to miss. So Bella offered to take whoever was willing to go. Jason and Leo actually had to go 5 hours round trip to deliver a car that he sold. Everything just happened at once this week. I stayed at home to watch church on TV with the little kids. It was just a lot. So by Monday morning, we were tired and crappy. Let me tell you. And the whole week, I kept thinking, I want to pick up my camera and talk to the people. The wedding, I fully intended. I had every battery charged. I had an empty memory card. I was going to record this whole thing for you guys. I was going to vlog the whole process. Literally all I could do was run from one to do to the next. In addition to all of that, we actually had 2 birthdays also. Samuel and James both had birthdays this month. Not to mention all of the other, preserving, homesteading, homeschool kind of stuff. It's just been a really full month. We have a little bit of a breather right now this week. And then on Friday, we will be at Silver Dollar City. They're actually having a creator event, and we were given tickets. So we're really excited about it. And I am going to bring you there because I feel like I have my wits about me again, and filming at Silver Dollar City is fun. We actually will be getting to see some of their new things that they're revealing. They are building new things, and it's really exciting. So the kids are very pumped about that. So from now until Friday, I have a minute to try to do some projects. I have 2 giant bags of pears. They're like 50-pound bags that my friend gave me that are starting to go bad. So I have to address those. Bella had a friend over one day last week, and they sat together and peeled pears and cubed them, and I water bath canned those. But I need to get to the rest of these bags. Probably just a pear sauce kind of thing to quickly get them preserved so they don't go bad. And then we have some more tomatoes to preserve. Those are probably the 2 priorities right now. So aside from the excuse of busyness of not picking up my camera, I have had an unusual level of tiredness this month. And just like my whole body is exhausted, and I'm really thinking the more I do research, I think it's related to the mold exposure that we had. I was around the mold more than anybody else in the family, and everybody's showing some symptoms of needing to detox. There's just been some like irritability and emotional challenges. There's been people with just kind of like weird skin things popping up. People just kind of tired outside of what I would expect. And for me, also, probably to the more extreme, just some days I am struggling just to stay awake in the mornings. Even with, the things that I normally had been taking, my different herbs that I've been taking and things. Like, I was feeling okay all through the year, but I am feeling so exhausted. And so I talked to Doc Jones from the Homegrown Herbalist. We got to chat with him a little bit when we were in the Ozarks. And I don't know, Jason and I were there, and he had some downtime. And so we talked to him for a while, and we told him about the situation and got his opinion on it. And he recommended that we start, even for the little ones, because it can be hard to find something to give to little kids. But he recommended burdock and nettle tinctures for getting the mold toxicity out, for helping us to detox. Of course, all of the other things you would expect, lots of good quality water, drinking water, being outside, eating good foods, etc. But as far as herbal tinctures, that's what he recommended. And I didn't even think to grab some of his burdock tincture while I was there, because I was like, oh, I can make that. Not thinking about how long it takes to actually make it, and I haven't even gone out and dug the burdock yet. So I'm telling you, this is all part of the brain fog. It's like, what's 2 + 2 and what's my name here? So that's on my list, because it's really hard to function. I'm lacking motivation. Even when I recorded a video, like just the thought of editing it made me tired. With homeschooling, I was kind of like falling asleep on the couch when I was working through language arts with people. I mean, this has just kind of been my state lately, and it's not fun. I want to get back to feeling good again. The hard part, I think, when you are in a state where your health isn't superb, is that you're too tired to do the things that you need. So, when I had my hair analysis done last year, they talked about, with my body type, I have trouble detoxing, and several of the kids, I think, are the same. Some bodies detox easily and some don't, and mine was a don't. And so anything that is bogging me down kind of gets stuck there. So things that she told me to do were like Epsom salt foot soaks, castor oil pack, lemon drinks, to kind of help flush your system. And these, going outside for a walk every day. I mean, all these kinds of things that help your body to detox. But when you are really tired, it is so hard to even convince yourself to get out the tub to fill with water and Epsom salt and do the foot soak. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's so simple, but it feels like such an ordeal. So that is my goal now that we are through this, the wedding, the big out-of-town event. Silver Dollar City will be just fun. It won't take a lot of effort because we're just going to be at the park. We're not coordinating anything else. We're just going to be at the park for 2 days and then come home. But now that we're through all of that, I will have some space to say, what do I need? And to force myself to do it. Give me your encouragement. I can do this, you guys. I can help us detox. I can do it. I can do it. And I need to do it because I want to feel good. I want to be present for my family and to have the energy to do all the other fun things that I want to do in this life. So that's my update. Also, I really love reading your comments. I don't always have the time to respond to them, but I read every comment. So tell me what's going on in your life lately. Is there some big event going on? Are you able to be in a season of restfulness? Is there anything I can pray for you about? Go ahead and put it in the comments so that I can keep in touch with you that way.